So, have you ever thought about building your own specialized AI? One that's not just smart, but also safe and, actually efficient? Well, NVIDIA just dropped a brand new toolkit that's supposed to make that a reality for developers everywhere. Today, we're going to crack open this new Nemotron family of models and see what's inside the box, and more importantly, how it might just change the game for creating custom AI. Okay, so what's the big picture here? It all comes down to this idea of agentic AI. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but the concept is actually pretty simple. Think about building a house. You wouldn't just hire one person to do everything, would you? Of course not. You'd get an architect, a plumber, an electrician, a whole team of specialists. Well, that's agentic AI. It's a team of specialized AI models, each with its own specific job, all working together to tackle a really complex task. But here's the thing. Building one of these awesome AI agent teams is tough. You need the right ingredients, and getting all of them is a huge challenge. First, you need models that are open, models you can actually tweak for your specific needs. Second, you need really high-quality data to train them with. Third, you need a proven recipe, right? Something that balances performance with cost. And finally, you need a way to run them at scale without totally breaking the bank. That's a tall order, for sure, but it's exactly the problem NVIDIA is trying to solve with this new Nemotron toolkit. All right, first up, every good agent needs a brain and senses. And we're not just talking about crunching numbers here. We're talking about the tools that let it think, reason, and actually see the world, to read text, understand images, and even watch videos. This is where the magic really starts. So meet Nemotron Nano 3. This is the brain of our operation. It's what's called a mixture of experts model, which is just a fancy way of saying it's incredibly efficient. Think of it like a big company with a whole team of specialists. Instead of making every single employee work on every single problem, it intelligently brings in only the experts it needs for that specific task. So even though it has this massive library of 32 billion parameters, it only uses a lean 3.6 billion at any given time. What that means for you is that it's way faster and cheaper to run, but it's still an absolute beast when it comes to tricky stuff like coding and math. Okay, so our AI has a brain, now it needs senses. And that's where Nemotron Nano 2 VL comes into the picture. This is the part that lets our AI see and understand the world around it, from plain text and photos to complex charts and even moving videos. So what does that mean in the real world? Well, imagine an AI that can watch a product demo and instantly write up a detailed summary. Or an assistant that can look at a messy financial report full of charts and just immediately pull out the most important insights for you. That's the power we're talking about here. So how does it handle all this complex information so fast? The secret is this hybrid Mamba transformer architecture. The best way to think about this is like a high-performance sports car. The transformer part, that's the huge, powerful engine. It's got the raw horsepower to handle incredibly complex stuff. But the Mamba cart, that's like a super efficient, lightning-fast transmission. So you get all the power you need, but you also get the speed and responsiveness to process information with virtually no lag. It really is the best of both worlds for AI. Now, when it comes to video, this toolkit has another really clever trick up its sleeve. It's called Efficient Video Sampling, or EVS, and it's kind of genius. Think about it. When you watch a video, like a lecture or a presentation, a lot of the background just stays the same, right? So why should an AI waste precious time and energy analyzing the same static image over and over and over again? EVS is smart. It figures out what's not changing and focuses all its attention only on the parts of the video that are actually new and important. So what's the actual payoff for that clever video trick? A massive boost in performance. And I'm not talking about a little improvement here. We're talking about a 2.5 times increase in throughput. That means our AI can chew through much longer videos in a fraction of the time. For anyone working with video data, this is an absolute game changer. And crucially, it does all this without losing a single drop of accuracy. Let's be honest, we've all been there, right? Staring at some scanned PDF or a picture of a receipt, trying to manually copy and paste all that data into a spreadsheet. It's tedious, it takes forever, and it's so easy to mess up. Well, this toolkit has a specific tool for that exact pain point. It's called Nemotron Parse 1.1, and it's this little powerhouse of a model that can look at any document image and just automatically pull out all the text and tables perfectly structured. It's like having a super fast, super accurate data entry assistant on call 24/7. Okay, so our AI has a powerful brain and sharp senses. That's a great start, but it's not enough. To be truly useful and, maybe more importantly, trustworthy, it needs to be grounded in facts. It can't just make stuff up. It needs access to a library of information it can rely on. So that's our next critical piece of the puzzle. And this is where Nemotron RAG comes in. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and it's basically like giving your AI a secure, encrypted library card to your own company's private data. So instead of just relying on public info from the internet, it can tap into the latest information from your internal documents, your databases, your customer support logs, whatever you want to give it access to. This way, its insights are always up to date and relevant to your business. And the best part? It's all done securely so your sensitive data never leaves your control. So what can you actually do with this? Well, the possibilities are pretty much endless. You could build, say, a smart HR assistant for your employees. So instead of digging through policy documents, an employee could just ask, hey, how many vacation days do I have left? And the agent can securely check their file and give them a precise answer. Or imagine a customer service copilot that helps your support team resolve issues way faster by instantly pulling up the most relevant info from past cases. If you need your AI to know your business inside and out, this is the tool for the job. Look, an intelligent AI is an incredibly powerful tool. But an AI without a conscience, without any guardrails, well, that can be a dangerous thing. That's why this next tool in our kit is arguably the most important one of all. We're talking about the AI's moral compass, that essential guardrail that keeps it on the right track and makes sure it behaves responsibly. Meet the Llama 3.1 Nemotron Safety Guard. Think of it like a highly trained, super vigilant bouncer standing at the door of your AI application. Its one and only job is to check every single thing that comes in and every single thing that goes out, making absolutely sure that nothing unsafe, inappropriate, or harmful ever gets through. It's a multilingual, always-on protector for your AI and, of course, for your users. Now, what's really amazing about this safety guard is its global perspective. It gets that what's considered unsafe or inappropriate in one culture might be perfectly fine in another. You know, safety has nuance. That's why it's been meticulously trained on this massive, diverse dataset, covering 23 different safety categories that are adapted for different regions across 9 languages. It's a culturally sensitive tool that helps you build responsible AI for a global audience. So how good is it at its job? It's incredibly accurate, catching over 84% of harmful content. But what's even more impressive is that it does this without slowing anything down. It operates with minimal latency. And that's critical because, let's be real, a safety feature that creates frustrating lag is a safety feature that nobody's going to use. This one is both highly effective and highly efficient. And just take a look at this chart because it tells a really powerful story. It's not just that the safety guard is accurate in one language, it's that it's consistently accurate across many. I mean, look at the bar for English, it's high. Now look over at the bar for Hindi and then Japanese. You see how they all maintain that high level of performance? That consistency is absolutely crucial. It means whether you're building an AI for your local neighborhood or for the entire world, you can trust this tool to help keep your users safe. Okay, we've built our AI. It's got a brain, it has senses, a library of knowledge, and a moral compass. We've assembled all the core parts. But now comes the fun part, taking it for a test drive and tuning it up for peak performance. We're heading into the workshop to see what this thing can really do. If you're a developer, you know this feeling all too well. You've spent weeks, maybe months, building something. It works great on your machine and your nice controlled tests. But what happens when you let it out into the wild? How do you know for sure that it will perform as expected in the messy, unpredictable real world? That is the million-dollar question, right? The solution is the Nemo Evaluator SDK. The best way to think about this is like a wind tunnel for your AI. It's a safe, controlled environment where you can put your AI agent through its paces, testing it under all sorts of tough conditions, from simple requests to complex, multi-step tasks. It's how you get the hard data and the confidence you need to know your AI is truly ready for whatever the real world is going to throw at it. Okay, so you've tested your AI, you have the data, you know where it's strong, and you know where it's weak. Now what? How do you make it even better? How do you squeeze every last bit of performance out of it to make it faster, more accurate, or cheaper to run, without spending months just tweaking parameters by hand? Well, this is where the Nemo Agent Toolkit and its secret weapon, the Agent Optimizer, come into play. This is a pretty remarkable tool that can automatically fine-tune your AI. You just tell it what your goals are: maximum accuracy, lowest latency, minimum cost, or some combination of the three, and it just goes to work, testing tons of combinations to find the absolute perfect settings.
It's like having a world-class AI expert on your team working around the clock to make your AI the best it can possibly be.
We've covered a lot of ground today. We've seen how NVIDIA's new Nemotron toolkit gives you all the pieces to build a complete AI agent: the brain, the senses, the library, the conscience, and a high-tech workshop to tune it all up. But as NVIDIA themselves say, this is just the beginning. The real magic is going to happen when developers like you start putting these tools together in new and creative ways. The tools are here, they're open, they're accessible, and they are incredibly powerful. The possibilities they unlock are pretty much limitless. So really, the only question left is, what will you create? What problem are you going to solve? The future of AI is right there, waiting to be built. Thanks for tuning in.